Welcome back, folks. This is really cool. Did you know modern day roller derby started right here in Austin only 21 years ago? It's still brand new. Texas Rollergirls is our very own league, and our player Megahertz is joining us this morning to talk to us about their upcoming season. Very, very cool. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I told you off camera, we are instructing the audience, but you are also instructing me.
Okay.
As to how roller derby actually works. I see the pads, I see the helmets.
Yes.
It looks kind of...
It's pretty physical. It's very intense. Normally I'm wearing a mouth guard, but I felt like it might be easier to talk without it. So
Sure.
I opted not to wear it, but it is a full contact sport.
Yeah, and it's women or you know whoever wants to come together, right?
We play under the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. Our league is female, but also gender non-conforming. Sure. We are very open. We also have a lot of roller derby in Austin, so you can find a men's league, a co-ed, even a juniors league.
I will say though that it seems to be the overriding idea that it's women's roller derby. It seems to have just picked up in popularity, or at least, in the zeitgeist more.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, why do you think that is?
I think that right now, especially, talking about the Olympics being very important always, but especially right now, but also just a focus on women's sports. Mm-hmm. I think that for a long, long time, there's been a demand to watch women's sports. We are also athletes. We deserve the attention that I think that the men get kind of just inherently. So.
Yeah, and it's also probably nice to get a little aggression out.
Yeah.
Because I know I feel that way from time to time.
You probably wouldn't believe it, but I work in a corporate office and I have small children. I need something for me sometimes too.
I can see that. I get it. Okay, so how does a roller derby match work though? Once you're out on the track, what happens?
Yeah, a lot. A lot happens, and a lot happens really, really fast. But in a boiled down version, there's two teams that are playing against each other. We each field 5 players. One of those players has a star on their helmet. And that is basically, if you think of it like a ball, the ball is what scores the point. The jammer is what scores the points. So 5 and 5, one per each team is scoring points. The other 4 are essentially playing offense and defense kind of simultaneously.
Okay.
So jammer, point scorer, is trying to fight their way through the pack, make a lap, and for every opposing team player that they pass, they score a point. So that's a very condensed version.
Gotcha. But so if you have the star on your helmet, you get past all 5 players, you've gotten 5 points for your team.
4 others. You don't get a jammer point.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, see, there's those little caveats in there that...
I've got a lot to learn. But that's a really cool boiled down version, as you said. A lot to learn here, though. You guys have a really cool team. Tell us about yours and the other 3 home teams that are kind of in the derby together.
Yeah, so what we're here talking about today and what we want to get our lovely Austin community out to see is our home team. So we have 4, as you mentioned. We have the Hail Marys, which is my personal team. We have the Honky Tonk Heartbreakers. Each of the teams have a little bit of a personality. So the Honky Tonk Heartbreakers, a little more of our cowgirl, rhinestone. We also have the Hot Rod Honeys. So if you think of like the checkered flags, black and pink. And we also have the Hustlers. And our Hustlers are our unicorns. They've got the glitter and the glam. So we've got 4 teams, each with their own personalities, and we're all a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so different personalities within the teams, but I think it's cool that you can kind of express character or express personality while you're out there on the track. That's awesome. Okay, how often do y'all practice? How often do you play?
Yeah, so right now we're coming back from a little bit of a pause. It's hot, and we do play outside or practice outside in the city of Austin. And we also were lucky enough to host our regionals. So our all-star team or our travel team was kind of focused on that. But we practice at least 3 times a week. We have 2 league practices where we all play together, and then 1 where our home teams are focused. So each of those 4 home teams play on their own. Our next game, though, is coming up on August 17th, which we encourage spectators young and old to come. It is family friendly, and we love seeing the kiddos in the crowd getting excited.
Absolutely. And you told me this is your 11th season. So is the season kicking off, and how long is that?
Yeah, so the season is really interesting. Honestly, we take a little bit of a break during the holidays when things kind of literally cool down. We had a split season this year, as I mentioned, because of the regionals, but typically from about February, March through August, September, you can find us outside practicing if you're driving by and having games at least once a month.
Gotcha. Okay, so that means you might be able to have some new folks
Yes.
in the ranks, right?
Yes.
If you have fall tryouts
We
coming
do,
up. Tell me
we
about
do.
that.
Yeah, so we're very excited. I believe October 1st is the next tryout date that we have, which is very exciting. We put all of our skaters who are able to kind of show some skills, but something that we can work with too. We don't expect you to come out the gates onto the track knowing everything. You know, we want to develop you and make you feel like you have a home with us too. And also we have a recreation program. So maybe you're really interested in roller derby, but you're not quite there. You just want to learn some skills. On Sunday mornings, we offer a recreational program that will hopefully be kicking up here soon. And also, hey, maybe you don't like to roller skate, but you think this is a really cool sport. We love and we need volunteers, photographers, officials, on skates and off skates. There is something for everyone in the sport of roller derby.
I love to hear it, and you can be in that audience going,
yeah, yes, absolutely.
Megahertz, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Of course, don't miss the upcoming game. As you heard there, it's going to be on August 17th. You can get tickets and find more info, including about lessons, at texasrollergirls.org.